Obesity is one of the world's fastest growing and most troubling health concerns. Unless you act to address the emotions of why you overeat, you could be facing long-term problems. Tammy was a pretty normal-sized child, but she started turning to food for comfort after her father passed away. Her mother became depressed too, leading her to spend her childhood eating junk food.
If I wanted soda, I bought it. If I wanted pie, I bought it. If I wanted ice cream, I bought it. So I ate junk food all the time.
She became morbidly obese, weighing 500 pounds. Tammy can barely get out of bed on her own because of her massive weight. Fortunately, Tammy was helped by Dr. Yonan Nazaradan. Today, Tammy has continued to lose weight and has been living her best life as a mom and grandmother. Body positivity.
Just a reminder that I am very fat and very sexy, and I am 100% glorifying obesity.
Is a social movement that promotes a positive view of all bodies. Diane weighs in at 600 pounds. She too makes no apologies for her size.
Just because you're fat doesn't mean that you're not attractive. In this shot, I was wearing a one-piece cat suit, which is stretch lace from shoulder down to ankle, nothing underneath it. I see myself in this as someone who is very comfortable in her own skin, someone who accepts herself and makes no apologies to anybody.
She can no longer walk and needs constant attention from her carer.
What I would never do would tell her or ask her, Diane, would you ever think about losing weight? I would never do that because, as I say, she's a beautiful person, just like she is.
While the initial intent of the movement is undoubtedly positive, body positivity has often been misinterpreted and misused by the majority of people. Brittany, who was a social media influencer and often posted body positive content,
just because I'm fat, that doesn't invalidate the things that I say.
A week before she died, she uploaded a video warning her fans.
I ruined my life with food, binge eating, and lack of self-care. And I'm hoping that it's not too late for me this time.
Unfortunately, it was too late for herself. At just 28 years old, Brittany passed away. People who are likely to be obese often turn to food when they're stressed out, lonely, sad, anxious, or bored. New study released by The Lancet shows that in 2022, more than 1 billion people in the world are now living with obesity. People who are overweight generally have weaker quadriceps muscles, which often leads to compensations in gait, especially if the person is super heavy. It's really hard on the joints. The cartilage in knees wears down. They're down to bone on bone, and it's really painful. Just to stand up and walk across a room, it's not likely you'll be out for jogging or likely doing much of anything else. That requires physical exertions. Lymphedema usually occurs as a side effect of cancer and cancer treatment. because it damaged the lymphatic system. But most people are unaware that the lymphatic system can also be damaged by excess fat deposits. As an overweight person, the swelling is mostly in the lower leg, poor circulation due to extreme pressure from weight, being inactive, and sitting for a long period of time. Panniculus morbidus is severe chronic abdominal lymphedema, and it's associated with obesity. The woman underwent panniculectomy, an operative procedure used for abdominal wall contouring. Retain moistures in body folds encourage the growth of bacteria and fungi, leading to skin rashes and potential breakdown and a variety of infections. Having obesity makes you more likely to develop diabetes. The more sugar circulating in your bloodstream, the more chance to gain weight and to have type 2 diabetes. Generally, obese persons have greater amounts of blood, which makes the heart pump harder and can lead to heart failure over time. Obesity among adults has more than doubled since 1990 and has quadrupled among children and adolescents 5 to 19 years of age. In Houston, Texas, 19-year-old Billy weighs 800 pounds. He was forced to lose weight after doctors warned his life would be at risk if his mother continued to overfeed him.
You good?
Yes, ma'am.
I have Diet Dr. Pepper if you want that. No?
That's fine.
His devoted mother, Barbara, would wait hand and foot on him. Under the care of top obesity specialists, Billy agreed to lose weight.
I love you too, my sparkling new brand baby boy. Your mommy newborn. Every time you come out of there, honey gets you so looking so nice.
But rather follow his exercise regime, Billy seems to be back to his old habit.
He doesn't do anything without his mom's permission, and I worry about that.
Despite his mom's distraction, Billy loses weight, a total of 30 stone.
Well? You alright?
Tired.
Tired? You did it! We're home! You want a turkey dog? Just now getting him a hot dog, which that's fine. My baby just come home from the hospital. But
Billy was recommended to move into a rehab center in a bid to break the destructive relationship with food and his mother. Barbara was also in need of treatment and was offered to have a counseling. Recent study shows that both overweight children and their parents are wearing rose-colored glasses when it comes to their weight and not seeing the problem for what it is. "25-year-old influencer Jaylene Cheney, with over 100,000 followers on TikTok. Jay went viral with her plus-size travel struggles, where she lists the things she hates. Over the years, the issue has become more and more prevalent, with more people living with obesity are coming in. Hospitals have had spent as much as $5 million to upgrade facilities for morbidly obese patients. Morbidly obese man who weighed 800 pounds was rescued from his house by a giant digger after he had a heart attack. The 29-year-old had to be lifted using cushion cat digger as the emergency services struggled to rescue him. Rescuers had to crash the wall because he could not fit through his front door. The entire rescue mission took 6 hours to complete. He was taken to a hospital with special beds designed for the patient's needs. Hospital directors trained their staffs on how to treat obese patients safely and with respect. With the use of obesity suit, they would experience what it feels like being obese.
When you're in the suit, it's very hard to bend forward, to move, to get up, to sit down, but you get the idea of the constraints that you feel. You can't tie your shoes, you can't bend your toes, getting up and everything like that is very difficult. We also use the suit as far as training purposes for the nurses to learn how to lift, turn, and position and mobilize these patients. We want the patient to be safe as well as the nurses to be safe.
Mortuaries are forced to install oversized bridge to accommodate obese bodies. Undertakers had to take drastic measures, including installing a hoist capable of lifting 50 stone. buying reinforced steel trolleys to be able to bury bulging corpses. Undertaker John Ware, with the heavy-duty apparatus he had to invest in to cope with obese bodies. Some of the bodies brought to him are so large that pallbearers are prevented by health and safety laws from carrying the coffins, so Mr. Ware has had to buy trolleys to move them into churches and crematoriums. Hospital morgues and crematoriums had to make alterations to deal with the changes, such as installing extra-large furnaces. Mr. Ware, with the extra-wide door he had to install to let large coffins into his funeral parlor.
It can cope with people up to 30 to 40 stone. The trays we bought are equipped to handle that weight as well. It's not just the fridges that are getting bigger. Our hearses are getting bigger, our limousines are getting bigger, everything is getting bigger.
If the corpse is super obese, the plots will be twice wide and families may be charged double. The standard caskets measure up to 2.25 feet wide, but undertakers now sell 5 feet wide coffins for larger bodies. With the rising obesity rate, there could be concern space for graves to be running out. The food industry, which provides us with the calories we consume, but washes its hands of responsibility for causing the worldwide obesity epidemic. Food industry marketers say they are only offering people what they want and that individuals choose what they put in their mouths, but they spend billions of dollars each year to develop products, advertising, and marketing techniques that entice people to buy more food. Today, some doctors and scientists seeking to prevent and treat obesity, helping obese persons with drugs, weight loss surgery, genetic engineering, hypnosis, and other extreme steps